And when I woke up to check out on our garden, I noticed that there was some leaves missing from our pumpkin spaghetti squash. So I asked my wife what happened, and she told me she was the one that caught him. And I was a little bit upset about it. But after she explained to me why she caught him, I guess I was not as upset. And I just wanted her to explain to you guys why you should cut the leaves of your pumpkins and other vegetables. So cheers.
Hi, good morning everyone. So as you can see, we have this this garden of ours is full of spaghetti squash leaves. My husband will show you the video here. And in this patch right here, we had so many leaves, I mean, just growing tremendously. And so one of the things that can happen is if you have a bunch of leaves on top of each other, if you have a lot of runners growing, the bees, number one, can't get to the flower to pollinate. And this is what can happen if you do have a lot of foliage, a lot of leaves, and the bees can't get to the flowers to pollinate. So this is what can happen to the fruit. It can pretty much rot right there.
I guess you can take that one out if there's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I'll take care of it in a moment. But as you can see, the most important thing is to get rid of some of these leaves that are actually not necessary, because they're not going to hurt the fruit itself. We had so many leaves that it was actually causing the leaves to get powdery mildew. And as you can see, I still actually have to go through this entire bed. If you can show the video here as well.
There's the leaf right there with the mildew, that one in the floor.
Yeah, so this is what the powdery mildew looks like. Kind of looks like baby powder a little bit. But this can happen for a number of reasons to a lot of plants. This especially happens with any kind of squash plants. It can happen to cucumbers. It could run into your tomato plants, but it's mostly found on squash or cucumber plants. But this is what can happen if you don't cut some of these leaves to allow air to flow through. Your plants can get powdery mildew. Now, once you do start to see powdery mildew, you can use some home remedies to actually take care of the powdery mildew, which is what I did. I used baking soda and a gallon of water, and it did help some of the leaves. I did that for about 3 or 4 days, but some of the leaves were just too far gone where I actually did have to cut them. So this morning what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish cutting the rest of the leaves that need to be trimmed, cut off some of these runners so that air can flow, so that we don't lose any of our spaghetti squash. And I was actually able to save most of this patch over here. If you can show them the spaghetti squash right there. So that one right there, the leaf is dying off, but that one obviously already got pollinated. If it was not pollinated, it would not be that big. So this morning, what we're noticing is since we did cut off some, or since I cut off some of these leaves, we now see a lot of the bees coming out here and just pollinating the flowers. So, and that's exactly what we want. So this morning right here, what we're going to do is we're going to clear out some of this runners here that we actually do not need. Once we do that, the bees will be able to come in, air will be able to flow, there won't be no powdery mildew, and we'll get more spaghetti squash from our plant. So that is what we're doing this morning. Really quickly, let me just show you some of the leaves. So if you can come closer, this is what the powdery mildew starts to look like. And I could spray it if I want to, but a lot of these leaves just need to be cut, honestly, because they're coming off as runners. They are not needed for the spaghetti squash. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut them right here. And then as I start to cut the runners, if I feel like I need to cut them further down, I will. I cut them from here just because I know that we easily get squash bugs, and we don't want any of those in our garden. We had a lot of those this year, and so I'm hoping by just trimming off the top part, that will help us not get any bugs in our plants. I know some people cut them all the way down here, but right now I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to cut off the top right here. So all right, so that is it for this video. If you have any questions regarding how to take care of your spaghetti squash plants, please visit our channel and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you for visiting us with God, Family, and Land. Have a blessed day. Bye.
Thank you for stopping by. So I'm just gonna do a quick run of how long this spaghetti squash is. It actually is growing all the way from this end of the fence all the way across right over there. Look at that. It's kind of hard to tame it. It's going up on the trellis right there. It has come all the way down here, and this is one of the main reasons why you have to trim your leaves, because they get so big. I mean, look at this one. This one is probably about the size of a basketball, you know. And then what happens is that the leaves, they do absorb some of the sun which is needed for the plants to grow. But we're not trying to grow leaves. We're trying to grow vegetables. And if the bees can't find the flowers to be pollinated, then this little pumpkin right here, this little squash, is gonna die. So, like my wife was explaining, this is the reason why you have to cut the leaves so that the bees, the working bees, can find the fruit. Look at this. I just found another rotten pumpkin over here. Look at that. This is a shame. One more for the books. Okay. All right. So once again, here are in the little garden, and I had the chance. I want to give out a little shout out to a friend of ours that made our shirt. These are our new shirts for the garden. To Secret Works. Our friend Louis has an Instagram page. Check him out. The Secret Works. He did an amazing job. We will be getting more shirts from him. And this is our little motto right here from Jeremiah 29:5. Little quick quote from the Bible. It says, "Build houses and settle down. Plant gardens and eat what they produce." Guys, that's what it's all about. Once again, thanks for stopping by. This is Jessica and Julio from the Lopez Homestead, God's Family and Land. Thank you, and have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day.